Hi folks, Max from HTC One Root.com. Today I'm going to show you how to root your HTC One, and also this method will allow you to back up your apps and settings. Before we begin, when you unlock your bootloader on your HTC One, it's going to wipe everything in your internal storage. So connect it to your computer as a storage and copy everything, all your personal photos, videos onto your computer. For apps and settings, we'll be able to save it, so we should be all good to go there. So just know that unlocking bootloader will remove everything. So first thing we'll do, we're going to use ADB backup to back up all of our apps and settings. Now, if you don't care about that, you can skip this ADB step and go on to the next step. But let's go ahead and do this. Go ahead and open up Settings. All right. And go ahead and go to Developer Options down here. Say OK. And make sure it's on. And make sure USB debugging is checked on. And connect it to your computer. And we'll go to our computer here. All right, let's go to our computer. Next, go ahead and download HTC One root.zip and extract all the files. You'll probably get a folder with a bunch of files and folder called HTC One root. Now I've included everything you need for Windows, Mac, and Linux here, and even recovery, and even drivers. So that's all you need. Go ahead and install the driver, HTC driver, blah blah.exe. Double click on it on any Windows computer to install it. And also, if you're using Mac or Linux, I have a video tutorial guide at htc1root.com for Linux and Mac. So go watch that instead of this video. It's the same thing, but I'm going to walk you through for Mac or Linux. So if you're using Windows, go ahead and double click install the drivers. And if you do have the drivers installed, if you go to Device Manager and Control Panel, you should be able to see some kind of My HTC or some kind of Android USB. If you don't see it, try unplugging your phone and plug it back in. You should be able to see it. If you see it, you're all ready to go. You can close that up. Go ahead and open up a command prompt. We're going to do a backup. Let's go ahead and type in your search bar, type CMD. Or if you don't know how to get into command prompt, Google that too. All right. And we're going to go ahead and use some DOS commands to get into the HTC One root directory. So I'm going to type cd downloads, enter, cd space HTC One root, enter. Now we're in this directory with all of these files where we can now do a backup. All right. So unlocking the bootloader will erase all your app settings, everything on your phone, but we can use ADB to back up your apps and settings. So do ADB space backup space minus APK space all, minus all space minus F space backup dot AB. Exactly like that. There we go. Type it exactly like that and hit enter. And if you go to your phone, real quick, and it should have an option for backup or do not backup. Go ahead and choose backup my data, all right, on your phone. And go ahead and do that, and this will start backing up all of your apps and I think settings. At the worst, you'll probably be able to back up your apps. We'll find out, but this works on any Jelly Bean. I did it on my Nexus 4. A lot of these devices that you can't unlock the bootloader, it will wipe your device, which is a security feature. But by using ADB backup, you can back up your apps beforehand, and that way you don't lose all of your stuff and have to start over again. So this should take anywhere between 5 to 20 minutes, depending on how many apps you have. If you have a lot of games and stuff, this is going to take a while. So go ahead and get some coffee, and I will be back. All right, it took about 5 minutes for me, and once you get the prompts there, that means your phone has backed up everything. You can type dir to make sure you have that file, backup.ab. That's your backup for all of my apps, all right, or your apps. And it's 184 megabytes. So that sounds about right. I don't have that many apps. But after we unlock the bootloader, root the phone, we will restore the backup. So you'll have the apps back. So let's go to the next step. Let me change the camera angle real quick. All right, next go ahead and let's unlock the bootloader. Again, make sure you made a backup of everything on your internal storage because this will wipe out everything. Go to settings and go to power here. And go ahead and make sure fast boot is turned off. If you don't turn this off, you will not be able to boot into the bootloader easily. Do that, all right? And we're going to go ahead and power off our phone. All right, power off. And then we're going to boot into the bootloader. Go ahead and hold down the volume down and the power button together when your phone is completely turned off. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and hold down the volume down. And then while holding that, I'm going to hold down the power button and give it about 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. And boom, let go. And you should see the bootloader. All right, here what we're going to do is choose a fast boot right there. And go ahead and hit the power button here. All right, and go ahead and connect a micro USB cable to your computer. And let's go back to our computer. All right, next you're going to type fastboot space OEM space get underscore identifier underscore token. Oops, exactly like that. Oops, there we go. And go ahead and hit enter. And this will give you a bunch of tokens. Here's how to copy this. Go ahead and do right click mark and start at exactly at that arrow here where identifier token start line is. And go ahead and select everything up to the token end where that ends right there. Make sure you don't include the white spaces. A lot of people do make that mistake and it messes up everything. Go ahead and do right click, all right? And that will copy to your clipboard. And let's go to the next step. All right, next we're gonna go ahead and go to htcdev.com and we're gonna get our unlock code. So go ahead and go to your browser, type htcdev.com exactly like that. And go ahead and register if you don't have an account. I already have an account, so I'm going to go ahead and log in. Go ahead and register and log in. And here's where it gets fun. I'll show you how to do this really fast. So go ahead and hit Unlock Bootloader. All right, and hit Get Started. And here's here you don't have to actually select your device. I just go all the way down to the end where it says all other supported models and hit begin unlock bootloader. It's the same thing, it's just quicker this way. Do you still wish to continue? Say yes. And make sure you check these two things up here. Check both of things. Go to proceed to unlock instructions. And you get a bunch of steps. We actually did most of this, so pat yourself on the back. Go all the way down to the bottom and click on proceed to step 5. Go all the way to the bottom and proceed to step 8. And go all the way to the bottom and do a right click under my device identifier token and paste. So that's what we copied over earlier. That's the token. Go and hit submit and you should get token submitted successfully. Now, if you don't get that, that means you probably copied some white spaces. Try copying it again exactly from there to there, and you should be able to get it. Now, this will actually send you an email. So go ahead and go to your email. And I got an email from htcdev.com there. And they'll actually send you the unlock code file. So go ahead and download it. All right. All right, once downloaded, go ahead and click on the file and show in folder. All right, that unlockcode.bin right there. We're going to go ahead and do right click copy and then go back to all the other files you had, the HTC One root.directory. Go ahead and do right click paste. All right, and we're almost done. Let's do the next step here. Go back to fastboot and we're going to basically type fastboot space flash space unlock token space capital U and then nlock underscore code.bin exactly like that. And go ahead and hit enter and this will unlock your bootloader. Let me have my phone up here and I'm gonna hit enter and boom, and unlock bootloader. Go ahead and use the volume up, say yes, and hit the power button once. and give it about 10 seconds and it will reboot your phone. All right, so 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, about 5 seconds. And I'll be back. When it completely reboots, it will have wiped out everything. That's why I told you many times in the beginning of the video, make a backup of your internal storage, move it to your computer. And if you didn't do that, it's not my fault because I've told you 1,000 times already. So I'll be back. Go ahead and let your phone boot and you'll get a welcome screen just like you got it the day you bought HTC One. Go ahead and sign in and we'll go on from there. Alright, I've signed in. I've lost pretty much everything because unlocking your bootloader wiped out everything. So I'm here now. I'm going to leave it aside. And next we're going to go ahead and copy a file over. Go back to the HTC One root directory. Copy the CWM supersu blah blah.zip. Copy it. And go ahead and paste it into your HTC One. I'm going to go ahead and paste it anywhere in this storage of HTC One. So you see that I have CWM supersu in that directory. And next, we're going to go ahead and reboot our phone. You'll have to do this again. So let me show you that again. Go back to settings. All right. And go to power. And make sure fast boot is checked off. And go ahead and turn your phone off. All right. And you can turn fast boot back on after you root your phone. So that should be all good to go. And there we go. Give it a second. It's off, I think. Go ahead and hold down the volume down and the power button for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. And you should be in bootloader again. Okay, maybe not. Give it a second. I think it's actually still turning off. Do it again now. Yeah, there we go. When it's completely turned off. 1, 2, 3. And there we go. I don't know why it's not turning on. My hand's getting tired. You can try it with the USB off there. There we go. I got it there. I'll go ahead and put it into fast boot and plug it back into your computer. And it should say fast boot USB. Leave it aside. We're going to do the final fun stuff. We're going to go ahead and flash recovery. All right. Now, if you do DIR, there's 3 recoveries in this folder. The first one, anything that ends in M7 is for the international or the unlocked developer, or if you have AT&T, T-Mobile. And the second one that ends in M7WLS, that's for Sprint. So if you need Sprint, use the second one. Everything else, use M7. That's your model number. So we're going to go ahead and flash twerp recovery, type fastboot space flash space, oops, recovery space, and type the name of the recovery you're going to use. So I'm going to use the first one. So that's what I entered there. And this will flash the recovery, twerp recovery. Go ahead and hit enter, and this will flash your recovery. Now we're going to do one more step because sometimes if you don't clear the cache, you won't be able to boot into recovery. So go ahead and type fastboot space erase space cache. This is very important. Go ahead and do it. All right, and let me change the camera angle and we'll do this. Now you can unplug your USB cable at this point if it's uncomfortable or whatever. Go ahead and choose bootloader and hit the power button. And you'll have an option to choose recovery. So go ahead and go down to recovery and hit the power button. All right, it should say entering recovery. And boom shakalaka, you've got twerp recovery. This will allow you to install backup, restore ROMs, also give you root. So let me adjust the camera a little bit. And let's give our phone root. Before we do anything, actually, yeah, let's do that. Go ahead and install and go to download. Oops, sorry, not download. Go ahead and find that file you copied over. It's CWM blah blah supersu blah blah.zip. This will give you root to your HTC One. And there we go. And reboot system now. and you should have a fully rooted HTC One now. I'm gonna let it reboot, and I will be back. All right, once rebooted, go ahead and you should see Super SU. Go ahead and click on it, and your phone is fully rooted. Now let's go ahead and restore all of your apps, and also if you want to restore all of your photos and videos, you can connect it and copy it over to your phone right now. Do that, and then come back to the next step to restore apps. Go ahead and go back to developer options. Since our phone's been resetted, we'll have to turn this back on and make sure USB debugging is checked on. And we're going to connect it back to our computer. All right. And then go ahead and let's go to our computer. All right, let's restore our data, apps, and settings. So I'm going to go ahead and type adb restore space backup.ab, exactly like that, and this will restore your apps. So go ahead and do that, and go to your phone and unlock it, and make sure you hit restore my data like right now, and that will start restoring all of your apps, settings, and you should be all good to go. If not settings, at least all of your apps with its data, such as, I'm gonna go ahead and check. I've actually played like 2 levels of Angry Birds to see if this works. I think it works. I'm just it should work. So I'll be back when this completely restores my phone. All right, it is done. Let's go and change the camera angle and let's see how it looks like. And I actually got all of my apps back here. Let me go ahead and check if I did lose any data. Let's go check out what level I am on Angry Birds. And I should be on level 2. I just finished level 2. There we go. Yep, it's there because it continued from where I left off. Let me go ahead and double check it here. So, all right, there we go. Yep, I've got 2 levels, and I was on the 3rd level there. So I've got that, and let me see if my Gmail is working. You might have to re-sign in for your Gmail. So for Gmail, you might have to re-sign in. Let me see if my Facebook works. My Facebook is working. Fine, I don't have to re-log in. Yep. And my Twitter login, I have to re-sign in. So some of the apps you might have to re-sign in, but for any apps, like games and stuff or things that hold data, this should restore all of your apps with data. So there you have it. That's how you can root your HTC One and also, not lose your stuff. If you don't do the ADB backup, you're going to lose everything, and that sucks. So this is a great tutorial you can use, and also you can use on any Jelly Bean devices. You can use ADB backup, which allows you to back up without root. Now, first thing I do recommend you do, go ahead and make a backup ROM, and I'll also show you how to do that. Go ahead and power off. And I should actually make this part of my rooting video because a lot of people don't do this. The HTC devices, any HTC devices, it is very hard to find a stock firmware if you lose it. So you should keep following this here. Go ahead and hold down volume down and the power button, and we're going to go into twerp recovery. If you mess up, you can keep holding down the power button also. And let me see. Oh, you know what? My fast boot might have been checked off. So let me see if this will work. It should work. Let it reboot. And I think what happened is, oh no, it works. All right, go ahead and go to recovery. And let's make a backup ROM. Now, this backup ROM will back up your settings, apps, app data, your whole ROM, your stock ROM. So this is the first thing you should do. It's very easy to do. Hit backup, all right? And you don't have to back up recovery. You can if you want to. Just make sure boot, data, and system is checked on. And you can set backup name here. I'm just going to name it stock ROM, all right? And anytime you need to unroot your phone, you can restore your stock ROM, get rid of root, reinstall stock recovery, and you pretty much got a totally unrooted device. And also, it's a great way to back up your system. Go ahead and swipe to back up your system. This should take 5 minutes, and you should do this if you do root your HTC One, because a lot of people don't do this. They lose their original, stock ROM, and then they come to me, Max, I can't find my stock firmware for my HTC One X or HTC One, and I can't find them either because they're not available. That's one of the problems with HTC devices. But by making a backup ROM, you will always have a copy of your backup and not have to worry about searching for your stock firmware if you need to return your phone for warranty, all that good stuff. So do make a backup ROM. I highly suggest making a backup ROM. So I will be back. I think you guys know what I'm trying to get across. All right, my backup is done here. If you don't get any errors, and it will show you the actual backup folder. Now, sometimes it may get stored in data media twerp directory, or it could get stored in SD card slash twerp directory. Wherever it is, you can actually, copy this directory to your computer and always have a backup of your stock ROM. So that's pretty much it, and you can go ahead and reboot, and yeah, that's how you can unlock your bootloader, root your phone, and also get all of your apps back, and also get all of your stuff back, and also do make a backup ROM after you root your phone the first time, so you can always go back. Anyway, thanks guys for watching this video. If this video has helped you root your HTC One without losing your data, don't forget to hit that like button for me here, subscribe button down there, and next time people ask you how to root the HTC One, you can point them to this video. And yeah, that's about it, and I'll see you guys soon. Stay high on Android.